Hollywood has become more and more like the CCP's propaganda machine. Why did I say that? In the last episode, we talked about how the CCP changed the scripts of Hollywood blockbusters and how those seemingly inadvertent Chinese elements became more obvious in the Hollywood movies. What's more, the CCP not only controls the scripts of Hollywood movies screened in China, but also for Hollywood movies showing worldwide now. You might think that Hollywood's kowtowing to the CCP was due to the huge market it can have in China, but I can tell you, it is not that simple. It is closely related to the CCP's intentional infiltration of the Western world over the years. Most people can never imagine what Hollywood has become today. It is no longer a dream factory that delivers American values, but a factory delivering propaganda for the Chinese Communist Party. Welcome to Beyond the News with Faye. Hello everyone, I'm Faye. Today, let's go through the main methods the CCP are employing to erode Hollywood. The first one is to invest in Hollywood productions. For example, among the top 10 Hollywood films of 2019 considered the best by Time magazine, over half of them got their major investments from the CCP, such as the Tencent Pictures, the Shanghai Road Painting Film and Television, and the Bona Pictures. These are some of the biggest movie companies in China, and for those giant businesses in China, they certainly have good relationships with the Chinese Communist Party. The war film named Midway, released in 2019, had an investment of $80 million from China's Bona Pictures, accounting for 70% of the total production cost of this film. Midway described a military victory of the United States and criticized Japan's wartime atrocities committed to China in World War II. After the film was released, the Chinese Communist Party's English mouthpiece, China Daily, concluded that Bona Pictures' investment brought China a stronger presence in Midway, which has some scenes featuring the surviving American pilot protected by Chinese locals. Obviously, these investments are not purely financial investments. They also serve propaganda purposes to establish the supreme image of the Chinese Communist Party in the international community. Another method the CCP is employing is buying film studios and cinema companies using various CCP-controlled merchants. One that is worth mentioning is the billionaire Wang Jianling, who is the biggest real estate mogul in China and also a Communist Party member. Although Wang's Wanda Group is known to be the world's largest private real estate developer, few people notice that it is also the world's largest cinema chain operator. In 2012, Wang spent $2.6 billion to take over AMC Entertainment Holdings, the second largest cinema chain in the United States. And this was only the beginning of his adventure in the United States. He once said in an interview that his ambition is to control 20% of the global film market. He is not satisfied with just owning more big screens. He also wants to control what movies can be on the screen. By the way, all the big screens at Australia Hoist cinemas are Wang's property. In addition, in 2016, Wang Jianling spent another $3.5 billion to acquire Legendary Entertainment, the famous production company that produced The Dark Knight and Jurassic Park. Wang's Wanda Group is now even bigger than the Disney Studios and has become the world's #1 film production company. In the same year of 2016, Wang Jianling also acquired an equity stake of Sony Pictures, one of the 6 major Hollywood studios. When announcing the alliance with Sony, Wang said he will strive to highlight the Chinese elements in Sony movies. He also said in an interview that he wants to change the world in which the West defines the rule. Wow! Is this the communist version of New World Order? Wang Jianling wants to set the rules now. And let's not forget who he works for. Wang is not just a Chinese Communist Party member, he is also a representative for China National Congress, a member of the Standing Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, which makes him a high-ranking CCP official. He is a red businessman carrying out CCP's agenda. Chinese President Xi Jinping once said China should be portrayed as a powerful country with a long history, ethnic unity, diverse cultures, and a wonderful government, a developed economy, a prosperous culture, and beautiful landscapes. He also demanded that the publicity and interpretation of the Chinese dream should be combined with these values. How do you feel about this so far? Please leave me a comment below. So, if the CCP wants to promote the Chinese dream, how can it not buy the biggest dream factory, Hollywood? In fact, Wang Jianlin is just one of the businessmen who are keen to occupy Hollywood, and there are many more other red businesses like Huayi Brothers Media Corporation, Shanghai Film Group, and others. From what I have just mentioned above, I believe you must be surprised at the extent of Hollywood's infiltration. The real bosses behind Hollywood have been switching to the CCP members little by little. Isn't Hollywood becoming more of a CCP propaganda machine in the United States? In fact, Hollywood's CCP erosion is a two-way process. Hollywood covets China's huge market, and the CCP has taken advantage of their greed and attached to Hollywood like cancer and spreading rapidly. As a form of entertainment and leisure loved by people, movies can make us forget the reality when we are watching and immerse ourselves in that world. There is no doubt that movies have an immeasurable role in shaping the audience's values. A well-known producer once said, "Documentaries convert the already converted. Fictional films convert the unconverted." That is to say, documentaries are to reinforce the existing values of the audience, and feature films are using an engaging storytelling method to instill values unnoticeably. The seemingly inadvertent Chinese elements in Hollywood movies actually comes from the CCP's long-term plot and cannot be underestimated. The dark shadow of the Communist Party, especially the CCP, actually hides behind many things happening in the world today. Many people don't understand the evil of the CCP and think that China, under its leadership, is just like the movie, full of mystery, heritage, prosperity, and harmony. Because that is how Hollywood movies are showing to the audiences now. In fact, it is not true at all. A true understanding of the CCP will give you a unique insight into the international situation. Subscribe to our channel and we will explore it together. Thanks for watching today's program. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. I'm Faye. I'll see you again very soon.